when I interviewed you the first time, I said if you could have dinner with anybody dead or alive, in that life, you said Matteo Massimo Denaro. So, what were your thoughts about him being arrested? And did you call Nicole up and say, "Hey, can I set up a lunch?"
No, it's really the end of a painful chapter for Italy, and he was the last bosses of the Corleonesi.
Correct.
And the fact that he was the boss, he stayed there, even though in some moment of his life he traveled in other countries. But
Correct.
the idea that he stayed there because he was well protected there. He was well connected, and that's what the mafia is all about. Because if we tended to believe that the mafia is just a bunch of violent people, I think we miss the entire picture. But Matteo Messina Denaro was one of those boss, well connected, and so he was able, like Dottore Ina, Bernardo Provenzano, to avoid the arrest for a long time, like 30 years.
Now, I don't have any hard evidence, but as a kind of a strategist myself, I feel that the 'Ndrangheta and other groups are starting to plant some flags here in the U.S. because the market is so big. And don't get me wrong, the Sinaloans control the drug trade, but they're happy. They're business people. They probably have relationships already. I got a feeling Italian organized crime groups, whether from Canada or from Italy, I believe are going to enter the U.S. market because it's so robust. They just really need to be involved, maybe the importation, some of the diversion, because there's local people they could easily sell to. What do you think is going to happen in the U.S. market, in your opinion, maybe in terms of Italian and Canadian Italian organized crime?
You are absolutely right. The 'Ndrangheta is now heavily present in the United States. The United States was the first destination of the 'Ndrangheta in the late 1800s, and then they moved to Canada, then to Australia. But now what investigators, police officers are telling me that they see an increasing presence of 'Ndrangheta, but not necessarily from Canada. Okay, they are connected with the 'Ndrangheta in Canada, but with people that are coming from Italy, or people that are still that was already in the United States. But the United States, he is, I think, is the next stronghold of the 'Ndrangheta, because we see an increase of presence in the United States. As you said, it's a big market. Everyone love to put their hand on the American market. You mentioned the Sinaloa cartel, but I would be more worried about the Jalisco cartel of a new generation. They are really violent and powerful, and they are really try to expand their operation not only in Latin America but also in this part of America, in the United States and Canada.
So, two more questions before we wrap up. I guess the next question before the final is, I know we don't have a crystal ball, and we could always go to the track if we knew, but what should we expect in the Canadian kind of landscape over the next few months?
It's really a big question. I think Canada can become again like a Pandora box. Anything can come out from this event, this crime in Canada. I think there will be some kind of retaliation, and so I think we should expect more violence